Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Art History Fun with Dr. Brian. I'm Brian Zygmunt, professor of art history at Mount St. Mary's University, and today we're going to spend 3 good minutes looking at Jean-Auguste Dominique Ingres' wonderful painting from 1814, the Grande Odalisque. Commissioned in 1814 by Caroline Murat, Queen of Naples and sister to Napoleon Bonaparte, Ingres' Grande Odalisque stands as one of the most provocative masterpieces of 19th century European art. Housed in the Louvre, the painting bridges the rigid discipline of neoclassicism and the evocative, rather sensual imagination of Romanticism that followed. At first glance, my friends, the canvas presents a traditional reclining nude in the lineage of Renaissance masters such as Titian and Giorgione. However, Ingres radically departs from classical anatomical fidelity in pursuit of aesthetic harmony, linear rhythm, and expressive sinuality. The figure's back is unnaturally lengthened, a departure that led critics in the 1819 Paris Salon to famously sneer that the figure had at least 3 vertebrae too many. Indeed, and as I often joke with my students, she seems to have the body of a prehistoric fish. Her right arm appears disproportionately long. Her left leg crosses at an anatomically impossible angle. Her torso lacks realistic skeletal structure. And she's got, pardon me, but she's got the weirdest butt in the history of Western art. These deliberate distortions demonstrate Ingres' core conviction that visual beauty is governed not by empirical measurements or anatomical correctness, but by expressive form, fluid contours, and graceful draftsmanship. The subject matter reflects the early 19th century European fascination with Orientalism, the romanticized, often exoticized perception of the Near East. Depicting an odalisque, a concubine in an Ottoman harem, Ingres transports the viewer into an immaculate, opulent interior. He surrounds the nude figure with a meticulously rendered, luxurious accoutrements. Note her jeweled turban, the peacock feather fan, the silver hookah pipe which occupies her day, and the heavy blue silk drapery, the soft velvet cushions. The crisp detail and tactile contrast of these objects, the cool metals, the soft fabrics, and the shimmering jewels magnify the smooth porcelain quality of her skin, turning the entire composition into a rich, sensory experience that you almost want to touch. What renders this painting particularly compelling is the complex tension in the figure's gaze, that is how she looks at us, and her posture. Twisted away from the viewer, her elongated back dominates the foreground. She's pushed up right against the picture plane. Yet she twists her head over her shoulder to lock eyes with us, the viewer. Her expression is cool, almost impassive, and emotionally distant, resisting immediate intimacy even as her body, which is exposed to us, invites our enjoyment and maybe even our scrutiny. This detachment creates a compelling push and pull, balancing vulnerable exposure with a kind of quiet self-possession. In the end, Le Grande Odalisque remains a pivotal moment in art history precisely because it defies neat stylistic categorization and utilized the crisp line, polished finish, and formal clarity inherited from his master, Jacques-Louis David, but harnessed those neoclassical techniques in service of a deeply romantic obsession with exoticism, mood, and stylized distortion. In sacrificing anatomical realism for rhythm and elegance, Ingres expanded the visual possibilities of figurative painting, paving the way for later modern interpretations of form. I appreciate you sticking around. If you have any requests, please let me know. Otherwise, thank you very much.